All right, I want to say thank you to all the people who viewed the Mickey Joseph video and commented. Let's talk about Dana White. I like to talk about a lot of things that go on with males and sports and all that good stuff. So, number one, the media and Yahoo and everybody going overboard saying domestic violence. Dana's White mom said he has a. Sorry about that. Dana White's mom said he has a history of domestic abuse and all this other silly stuff. And to me, it's like domestic abuse means he just beating her up for no reason. It doesn't mean she slaps you a couple times and then finally you get fed up and you slap her back and say, "Stop hitting me." We're not going to get anywhere in society if we tell one person, no matter what you do, no matter how wrong you are, you're allowed to hit somebody and there's no consequences, yet we tell the other person in society, you can't dare do that. Because if you do that, you should lose your job, your career, your life should be ruined. Oh, but we're going to still tell in the mainstream media and mass media we're equal. And it's just like, no, you're not equal. And ladies, they're actually telling you that they expect you not to hold yourself to the same standard as a guy when they tell you that it's okay to hit a guy and he has to just sit there and take it. They're already telling you that they know that you don't know how to control yourself. You don't know how to have in control of your emotions, or however they word it these days. You're a CEO or you're somebody who's in charge of a big corporation, sports, politics, whatever. You got to be held to the same standard if we're going to say equal rights. Keep your hands to yourself, period. Now, it's unfortunate for Dana White because I remember how everybody acted with the Ray Rice situation, and it's totally different. I don't want to go overboard with the whole race thing because everybody does that. I just want to stick to trying, stay more towards the facts. Now, y'all remember Brittany Griner? A couple years back, she got arrested for domestic violence. Mainstream media said nothing about it, and then her ass is on Good Morning America dancing with Robin Roberts before the Olympics in 2016. So we got a lot of hypocrisy going on, and I really don't like it when it comes to these things. But as far as Dana White, he probably should do what he would do to one of his UFC fighters. He probably should just step away for like 60 or 90 days. Not because I think he did something totally wrong. It's just, it's the politics of it. I understand that. But we got to be careful. And back to that Ray Rice situation, what I wanted to touch on real quick with that, I know I'm jumping around, is Ray Rice is still with his wife. Dana White's been with his wife for 30 years. Sometimes people have a little too much to drink and stuff gets out of context and everything isn't for recording. And two adults can say, "Hey, babe, I'm sorry, we got out of control, we can't do that, we got kids," and they can move on. It doesn't need to be every media member or every person with a badge on Twitter saying how injustice is and how this is that. And I really hate it most because a lot of these people who are always telling you should never do this, you should never do that, they're not in long-term relationships. They're not married. They don't have spouses or husbands or wives or whatever. But yet they're trying to tell everybody else how to deal with their problems. I think that's the biggest problem in the world now is you got a bunch of media members or mainstream media people telling kids and people how they should think and telling people what's right and what's wrong based on what they want you to believe is right or wrong. And that's BS. And I'll finish with this. I talked with a lady about a decade ago. She was in her 70s then. She just got into her 80s. And she was, all-American woman in the Midwest. Her husband worked for the post office. I think she worked in a factory or stayed at home. Basically, she had kids in the 50s, and I'm close with one of her grandkids. And I can't remember what incident happened, but it was another incident similar to this one. And I asked her, I said, "What do you think about this?" And you know what she said? And this is a lady that was married 40-something years until her husband passed away. She goes, "You know what? Nobody should be putting their hands on anybody. It shouldn't be women putting their hands on men, and men shouldn't be putting their hands on women. It's bad for the relationship, period. Nobody should be hitting each other like that, ever. So when I thought about that, that let me know something. People like her is who we need to listen to, who had 4 or 5 kids and got like 10 grandkids and were married 40, 50 plus years, and understand the reality of marriage. Not somebody who wants a pat on the back for saying something strong on social media, writing something strong in an article from what they think is right or what's wrong. It's morally wrong to hit any human being. So you can say men are stronger and we expect them not to hit women back. But don't you damn dare sit there and act like Dana White is 100% wrong. Because if you keep letting somebody hit you and you don't do nothing back, they'll think it's okay, and it's not okay. Final example, guys. When y'all was younger and that dog chased you off your porch, and then one day you was cornered, you had no choice but to kick his ass in the neck. That dog didn't chase you no more, right? You can't admonish one person and then give no punishment to the other person. We all got to be held accountable. Peace, I'm out.